So this guy, let's call him Ray. And Ray, he is in big trouble. Now, this was before he went to college, just to give you the context. All the money that Ray saved for his tuition is gone. It all got stolen, and by a person that you will never guess. His own father, biological father. So let's just call him father. I don't have his mugshot and I don't know what he looks like in real life, so let's just continue. Now, the money that Ray's father took from his account was only 2,500 bucks, but it was supposed to pay for Ray's freshman year in college, and it meant the whole world to Ray. And yeah, I'm not making this up.
He has my social security number. He has all my bank account information. He goes into one of my bank accounts and he took out all the money. That was the bank account that was for my college tuition.
So Ray, he gets mad and doesn't talk to his father for 10 years. Oh, but don't worry, it gets much worse than that. Ray's father was a deadbeat. Sorry to use that word, but it is borrowed from Ray himself. He was very abusive. He was a chronic alcoholic. Didn't like to work, like since Ray was a child. But 10 years after father stole Ray's money, he was now separated from everybody in the family, living by himself, and doesn't have to bother anyone any longer. And everyone thinks, oh yeah, that is the end of all his troubles.
Until
Ray's sister gets ready to marry, and so she has to introduce her fiance to father. So sister goes to father with her fiance, and guess what happened? You won't guess it. They went to meet father drunk, and he tried hitting on his own daughter in the presence of her fiance. Yeah, it can't get worse than that. But guess what? This abusive, irresponsible deadbeat that Ray's father was what turned Ray into the responsible, hardworking, successful man that he is. But how is that possible? Well, according to Ray, he looked at the life of his father and saw great examples of everything he was not supposed to be in life.
it was then and there that I realized that I didn't want to be like him.
He looked at how his father maltreated women and saw how he must never treat women.
But here was a guy who fucked up every relationship he had with anyone who would have ever cared about him. His girlfriends.
He looked at how wasted his father's life was because of alcohol and saw why he must stay away from alcohol addiction all his life.
You know, I don't want to be an addict and all that.
He witnessed how mean his dad was to other people and saw how he should be kind to other people.
Every relationship that I had, I started being more outgoing and forthcoming with my feelings, especially the positive ones, like telling people, hey man, I think you're doing really great. I think you're going to make it.
Ray witnessed how irresponsible father was and learned to be responsible from there.
So what I did was I started working on myself and really getting into like self-development and self-improvement on myself.
He literally turned the bad energy he got from his father into great inspiration to become the very best of himself. And that is why you know him today as one of the most remarkable content creators in the entire world. Now, what can we learn from this? Every experience you have in life, whether good or bad, should improve your life. Very often, in fact too often, we pick up the bad traits from the people who raised us. If they got by stealing, we also learn to get by stealing. If they were abusive, we also learn to become abusive. But Ray's story shows us that does not have to be the case. If you're a victim to toxic traits or witness them, it is an opportunity for you to learn how you must not live your life. If you witness kindness and love, it is an opportunity for you to learn how to live your life. So really, you have no excuse. Either way, you should learn how to live your life or how not to live your life. You just have to be intentional about your resolve to live a good life and use any experience you encounter along the journey as an opportunity to learn what to do or what to stay away from. As for me, I've told you. By the way, this is Eqay Inspire YouTube channel, and on this channel what we do is extract crucial life lessons from important life stories. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button below, turn on the notification bell so that whenever we post a new video, you're going to get notified. One of the videos we shot recently was on the life of Koda, an amazing Ghanaian musician who unfortunately passed due to suspected medical negligence. We extracted crucial life lessons, 7 in fact, from his life story, and you can watch that video right now if you click here. Back to the video. Now this guy Ray, he's a very successful content creator. He is so successful, many people call him the best storyteller on the internet. He is so good, he starts creating content and in less than 6 months, he's got millions of followers, and you will hardly find any of his videos recording less than 1 million views. Oh, but I'm not talking about. I'm 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 talking I'm talking about 2009. Ray's numbers were staggering back then. So yeah, it turns out Ray Williams Johnson is not a new content creator, and he did not just become successful. Ray was the person who introduced reaction videos to the entire internet with his show Equals 3, which started when he was in college and from his dorm room. It grew so popular, it was like the only thing or the main thing people were watching on YouTube in those days. Oh, but it gets more surprising than that. Ray William Johnson was the first person to hit 5 million subscribers on YouTube, and he had the highest number of subscribers on the platform for 2 good years, from June 2011 to January 2013. In one of his recent videos, Ray mentioned that making videos is not what he does for a living, it is who he is. And yeah, it's true. But here's what's interesting. Ray has been making videos for about 15 years now, technically longer than any other content creator in the world, and he still works about 15 to 16 hours every day.
Every single day, and I spend 12 to 16 hours, no exaggeration.
What can we learn from this? Set up a life you don't have to escape from. Most people live their lives looking forward to the next weekend, the next day off, the next holiday. But the most comfortable way to live your life is to spend your time on something you don't want to leave in order to enjoy your life, but what you enjoy doing, such that you look forward to doing it and you can do it for the rest of your life without getting tired. Because that's the only way that 15 years down the line, you won't get tired of producing results consistently. This actually becomes possible when you love what you do, or when what you do is who you are. And that way, whenever you show up and wherever you show up, you'll become a force to reckon with. As for me, I've told you. Now this guy Ray, he grew up wanting to become a lawyer and was actually aiming for that until he found video making and decided to spend his life building a career on YouTube. So he started his show Equals 3 from his dorm room in 2009 when he was in college, and it grew to become the thing on the internet just by reviewing 3 trending videos on each episode and adding a little bit of humor to it. He then landed a huge deal with Maker Studios in 2010 to take his content creation to the next level. So for the first time, he now had a force of writers behind him and a studio to shoot in, and was on his way to become the YouTube king forever. They even funded another channel for Ray called Your Favorite Martian, and this quickly became one of the biggest music channels on YouTube back then. So everything was looking better than ever for Ray, and he was on his way to become the king of YouTube forever. Until Ray ran into a contractual issue with Maker Studio and decided to part ways with them. This turned out to be very bad for both of them, because Ray lost the formidable team that was behind him, and Maker Studio lost the formidable partner that they had. But for Maker Studios, this was very bad, because they literally collapsed after that. Since that time, they've not uploaded any new content on the channel till now. I don't have their mugshot, but this is what the channel looks like in real life. Allegedly. Yeah, because I couldn't find it myself. And all of this happened in 2013, so shout out to 2013. But then, what can we learn from this? 2 things actually. So lesson number 3. Sometimes in life, the most promising move you want to make can turn out to be the most disappointing one of all. But guess what? It's okay. You just have to keep moving on. Which brings me to lesson number 4, which is never stop moving on. That is one hack about life that I've come to find. Just don't stop moving. Because the true loss comes when you stop moving, not when you are hit with a setback. Maker Studios stopped operating when Ray left them in 2013, and now they are defunct and nobody knows them any longer. Now, I don't pretend to know all the nitty-gritties about why they were never able to bounce back, but the truth is they never bounced back. Ray, on the other hand, has kept going on, and that is why he is still reigning till today. So the lesson, you remember? Exactly. Never stop moving, because you only lose when you stop moving, not when you are hit with a setback. Good job. So finally, this guy Ray, he is a king. He was the first king of YouTube, had the most popular program on the platform called Equals 3, which still has millions of views. He was the first YouTuber to hit 5 million subscribers and rate as the person with the highest subscribers for 2 years straight. So if anyone understands how social media works, how algorithms work right from start, it is Ray. But guess what? When Ray came to TikTok, TikTok, the platform didn't accept him automatically. He had to work his way up all over again. Here's what I mean. Looking at his very old videos on TikTok, you'd see a lot of similarities between what he did on YouTube and what he started doing on TikTok. So naturally, you would think that the same style on YouTube will start producing the same results on TikTok as well, but they did not. The platform was different, the generation was different, and the audience was different. And so Ray started changing his style bit by bit until he got to the point where he understood what the TikTokers wanted and how to give them what they needed. And once he did, it was massive. He started making crime videos that shot him to the top in less than 6 months. Now, if you go through his account, you will not find any of his crime videos recording less than 1 million views. You won't find one. What can we learn from this? In a world that is constantly evolving and changing, one of the most useful skills you can equip yourself with is being able to adapt to the new ways of doing things and get good at them quickly. Regardless of your industry, your passion, or your dreams, this is what will keep you relevant for many years to come. If you can't do that, you'll be relegated because the world will move on from the stage where you were and you will be left stuck there. So keep learning, keep exploring, keep adapting, keep improving. As for me, I've told you. So that makes lesson number 5 from the life of Ray William Johnson, one of the most sensational content creators in the world, from the beginning of content creation till date. How remarkable is that? Before you go, if you check the description of this video, you will find a link to join our Telegram community and another link to join our WhatsApp community. Join both and let's stay in touch. And until I see you again in our next video, remember that life always gives us episodes of chaos and peace. But after each episode, you should pause and ask yourself, what can I learn from this?